Peace be with you. Assalamu alaikum. Just few words about an important topic, and the people are not talking about it these days, with what is happening in Bangladesh and this government. The situation is very bad, and people have been sentenced to death with no media coverage. It's as if what is happening in Bangladesh is not so important, and especially something which is revealing. Whatever is our take on political Islam or the reality of the ideologies that the people have, it's quite important when it comes to political processes and democratization and even freedom in the country. To be quite clear that the people should be allowed to express themselves and to be involved in the political process, as long as they don't advocate violence and they are not killing people. The situation in Bangladesh in many levels, when it comes to corruption, when it comes to freedom, when it comes to oppression, torture in jail, and even death penalties and death sentences, it's just worrying. And people have been killed and executed over the last year and months, and nobody is talking about it. And the leaders of the opposing parties, people who were involved in the governments before, and now we are told that Nizami, who is the leader of the opposition, in fact, the Islamist opposition now is going to be the sentence to death. It's there, and as it happened before, it's going to happen again in the silence of the international community. While all the people are talking about democratization, we saw this in Egypt with the silence of the Western countries. And I think that once again this has to be clear that we cannot accept this. Whatever is our take, once again, I was critical with the Islamists in Egypt, but we can't accept death sentences for political reasons where you are dealing with the opposition, while nothing happened so far in Egypt. But it's happening now in Bangladesh. It happened already. 3 opponents were executed, and now this month, in the coming days, there will be a trial, and it could end up with execution. And all the people are talking as if when it comes to Bangladesh it's not so important because it's a poor country. We are dealing with human beings. We are dealing with human beings, and we are dealing with free people, and we cannot accept the pretext of coming back to 71 and to use accusations that were there to say, okay, you were plotting against the country and the integrity of the country and the safety of the country. Well, we know that almost more than 40 years later, to use this is just, while the people were involved in the government, they have been running within the government, is just for the running party now and for the corrupt regime to use this to eliminate the opposition and any credible opposition. What we have now is repression, torture, people being in jail and being innocent in Bangladesh. Let us be clear about this, because if we don't raise our voice, if we are not clear on what is happening, if we are not ready to be for democracy, justice, freedom, and dignity, even with the poor country, what is our take? It's only freedom for us and democracy for us, while we are acknowledging that in Muslim majority countries people could be killed. Even with this government, the way they are dealing with the Rohingyas, for example, and rejecting them and rejecting people who are trying to escape from what is happening in Burma, and the way they are treated in Bangladesh, it's even just unacceptable, impossible to accept and to keep silent when we see this. So let us call the people, the politicians, just to say something before they are going to execute an opponent who never used violence against the government. And it cannot accept it that in the name of this war on terror, that we put all the oppositions, all the Muslims who are involved in politics in the same box, in the same categories, and say, okay, we are allowed to kill them because at the end of the day they are all terrorists. No, the state terrorism now, it's coming from the Bangladeshi government, and the way they are dealing with the opposition is just showing how corrupt is the regime and how unacceptable is the situation. Let us be clear and to speak out, because this is our dignity, this is the way we have to deal with such issues, whatever is our take on the ideologies once again. So let us ask our politicians do something. Don't let this happen, and innocent people, politicians who never use violence, being killed by corrupt regimes. Peace be with you.